Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Fired Up Coffee Sessions with yours truly, 𝗪𝗵𝗂𝗂𝗲. And I'm happy that you're back here. And I'm very excited to talk about today's topic because it's something we all deal with at a certain point in our journey, at a certain point in pursuing our goals or serving our community or moving forward in life. We always have relationship conflicts. The reason perhaps is because we have different backgrounds in life, we have different perspectives, opinions, and there's a friction that happens, right? Even if you are uh, a long time in this in an industry or maybe just new, there's always that conflict that's going on. And how do we handle that conflict? So welcome guys to Fired Up Coffee Sessions. Just like to say hi to those who are watching. Grace Ilahio is watching. Hello, Grace. Tita Amy Chiang is watching. Hi. Joe France, my friend, is watching. Burns is watching. Great. Awesome. Yvonne. Hi, Yvonne. Tito Chris is watching. Great. Awesome. So, guys, comment below where you're from. Saan kayo galing? Where are you watching this show from? So I can know where this broadcast is reaching. Awesome. So I'm excited. I'm fired up to be with you again. And this is my 10th session, officially 10th session. And I've been like really looking for topics that are related to both faith and work. So the Fired Up Life is about integrating your faith into your work, because I believe when you integrate or when you put your faith into your pursuit of your goals, great things happen, right? So what a lot of people do is that they separate their belief, they separate their virtues from the work that they do, and it's called a separation of values from our faith life. And when it comes to our work life, it's gonna be separate, right? So that's the gap that I'm trying to bridge here in the Fired Up Life. Awesome. So the Fired Up Life is all about helping people become more passionate about faith and work. Okay. So great. So guys, hello. I'd like to post now the question of the day, because this is a fired up coffee session and we're gonna have fired up conversations. All right. So again, our topic is how to unburden your heart from hurt. Okay, from your heart when it has some hurt, it feels heavy. It's a burden, right? And what to do when you're hurting? At the same time, you have to work, you have to deliver, but you're hurting inside. So that's what we're trying to solve today. Yun yung sinosolve natin in this session. So comment below. What is an effective way to resolve relationship conflicts? I'm sure you've had conflicts before in relationship, and what was the effective way that you've discovered? And maybe you can comment and we can talk about that in this fired up coffee session. I prepared like three ways, effective ways to resolve conflict. And if you can suggest your own ideas in how to go about it, that'd be great. That'd be awesome. All right, guys. So let me know in the comments if you have any ideas how to move forward with conflict, or maybe just say hi, where you're from. Yeah, if you're watching it from saan kayo galing, right? So great, awesome. So I'll post the question of the day. Here, yeah, it's already posted, and there you go. What is an effective way to resolve relationship conflicts? Okay, so it's a very sensitive topic, perhaps, but it is a reality that we go through relationship conflicts. We go through, and these conflicts in relationships, it can go on for years. It can go on for, 10 a decade, and sometimes it just needs something very easy to do to be able to unburden ourselves from this. All right, awesome. Great. So let me know, guys. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your ideas in how to resolve conflicts while I sip my coffee. Great. The meantime, Ron is saying, cheers to 10 sessions, bro Kirby. Hi from Doha. I believe it starts with having a humble heart and an open mind. I love Ron because Ron's been here for most of the sessions, if not all. So cheers. Cheers. No? If you have your coffee, cheers. Okay. So Ron is saying it starts with having a humble heart, okay, and an open mind. So what does a humble heart mean? Oh man, like humility is one of the most difficult things to actually acquire because pride is so inclined in us. You know, we don't want people to be above us. No, so humbling down, to even admit that there are parts of the conflict that it is our fault as well, that made an impact to the other party, and of course the other party also has a, a, like there's a fault also there, but we also have our own faults. But to start with humility is to be able to really show the other party the sincerity that we have in resolving conflicts, right? And an open mind, that means that we're willing to listen, we're willing to well, see where the other person is coming from and where they're why we were hurt. All right, so an open mind, so hindi mo nasarado ang ating pag-iisip, hindi mo nasarado ang ating mga opinion. Okay, we are open to the other person's explanation or the other party's explanation. Thanks for that, Ron. So I agree with you. It starts with having a humble heart and an open mind. Burns is saying, hi Burns. No, sabi niya, listen with empathy. Learn how to accept people's limitations. Learn how to forgive and move on. All of these can be done with the help of grace and prayers. All right. So this is where you see where your faith is now being applied to your work. Yeah, that's the whole idea of the Fired Up Life, your faith integrated to your work. And Burns is saying here that, you know, kailangan ng grasya kasi hindi madali. Hindi madaling magpatawad, hindi madaling makinig, hindi madaling to see things from the other person's perspective, which is empathy, right? So we need to learn how to accept people's limitations. Tama. I like that perspective, Burns, because we're not perfect. We all have our own weaknesses, and to accept that there's like a weakness of the other person as well is very important. To acknowledge that and to be open to actually forgive, so that not only will you be unburdened from the hurt or the feeling of anger, you'll also be able to move forward with peace and harmonious relationships. All right, thanks for that, Burns. Okay, John Alcantara is saying, magandang blessed morning mga ka-fired up. Kamusta? I love John because he may mga terms siyang ginagamit, mga ka-fired up, mga ka-coffee, mga ka-kape, no? Thanks, John, mga ka-fired up. I love that. And yes, thank you guys. So keep the comments coming. What is an effective way to resolve relationship conflicts? Or perhaps let's recall our conflicts that we had before, and how were you able to patch up with these conflicts? And maybe a little context here that I'm introducing is in the context of the workplace, diba? Kasi you go to work, or maybe right now you're working from home, or you're having a business from home, but it's really that when the other person is there, you know, parang ang bigat, no? But it's like you are the room is big, but it's like ang sikip. So no one's exempt from relationship conflicts, even if you serve in a community. No, meron pa rin yan, no? In church, if you serve in church, there's always that relationship conflicts going on, right? So I think it is a test of our Christianity, our test of our, for those who are Catholics, of our Catholicism, right? If you are able to forgive, you know, we pray to God, Lord, give me a humble heart, Lord, make me patient, Lord, make me become like you. Then suddenly we are given this opportunity to become like Christ, which is to forgive, to be patient, to be loving, right? So that's why it's so important to talk about relationship conflict. Okay, shout out to CFC Pampanga, and they will celebrate 30th anniversary this month in a different and challenging dimension. Yes, for a lot of communities now who are celebrating their anniversaries, they're doing it online. Okay, so it's challenging, yes, but still we still have to be grateful in our anniversaries. Awesome. Thanks, guys. So relationship conflicts, no, it happens. So keep the comments coming. You know, what is an effective way to resolve relationship conflicts, di ba? Ano, ano siya? If you are free of these conflicts, you're unburdened. You can move forward really fast. So, right? Waiting for your comments, guys. Okay, so Rod Tolentino, Tito Rod is watching. Omong Chunyankov, kamusta ka na? Thanks for watching. It's been a while. Stephanie Benganal is watching all the way from Europe. Awesome. Luna, Daniel, Kuya Dan is watching. Tito Dan. All right, so thanks guys. Ang daming naglalag on. Great. Very excited. And more answers are coming in. Okay, sabi ni John Alcantara, honestly, I have once a group ko, but sabi nga nila, time will heal and I just space, no? Mas masarap mag-serve na walang glitch and it comes naturally na okay na pala kayo, and later part we will realize na yung time na yun, immaturity, attacks, na miss ko na yung mga ka-member that I had a glitch, no? Lord, tama, humble heart. Great, thanks for that, John. Yung term ni John, may mga glitch in relationships, di ba? May mga imperfections in our relationships, and we just have to be open to this times. All right, Burns is saying, takpan na yung mukha ko. Right. Thanks, Burns, for your expanded view of solving relationship conflicts. Now, so sabi ni Burns, there you go. Many times conflicts happen because we expect people to think and behave in the same way we do. Okay, let's break that down. No? We expect people na ganun din sila, kung paano tayo, ganun din sila dapat. Okay. We forget the fact that everyone is unique and not perfect. Imposing our expectations on everyone will lead to frustrations. That's so true. It would be helpful to always look at Christ on the cross. He died for all of us, even for those whom we were having conflicts with. We also have to be patient with ourselves because of our wounded nature. We tend to think of ourselves first. Thanks, Burns. Thanks for that expanded explanation. No? So we shouldn't impose our expectations on everybody. No? So one of the key phrase that I got from that comment, not to impose our expectations on everyone. Kasi iba-iba tayong tao. Iba-iba tayo. Other people have their own expectations and we have our expectations, and when these expectations don't match, anong mangyayari? Conflict, friction, right? So we have to look onto finding ways to forgive, no? Great, thanks for this. Lumalawak ang ating mga comments, lumalalim ang ating mga comments, and I believe this is something we all need, because sometimes relationship conflicts is inevitable. It happens, no? And that's why the default in family relationships and work relationships is having a venue to be able to forgive one another, right? Kape-kape muna tayo, guys. All right. So keep the comments coming. So I want to share with you now, like my 3-step approach to resolving conflict. Okay. So, yan. Are you burdened by hurt? See, di ba? Have you ever experienced being burdened by hurt? Di ba? Pag nasasaktan tayo, parang ang hirap. Make that bigger. No? If you're burdened by hurt, napakabigat. Napakahirap mag-move forward. If you have that grudge against somebody, it's like your anger will consume you. That conflict in relationship will become uglier and uglier the moment we don't address it. No? In the times that we don't address it. So mabigat para sa atin ang magkaroon ng hurt, and with that hurt, we have anger towards other people. Di ba? Pag nasaktan tayo. So are you burdened by hurt? Sino ba dito ang may daladalang hurt? So minsan, no, it's either we fight or flight, no, fight or flight, meaning we confront the hurt, we confront the conflict, but some, what they do is they fly away, you know. Wag na lang pansinin, no? Wag na lang, hayaan mo na yan, wag mo nang patulan yan. Ganun na. So the problem with not confronting it is when we just don't, you know, pag nagkakaroon ng triggers, nagkakaroon ng encounters in the future, lalabas at lalabas, and in most cases, hindi maganda ang kinalabasan, right? So they say, yeah, of course, time will heal, time will, but in those number of months or years during those times, you could have relieved yourself from carrying those burdens if we only tried to resolve the conflict, diba? So for people, either fight, confront, no, face it, or yung iba talaga nang aaway, and others, flight, wag na lang pansinin. So that's how others would approach the hurt, the conflicts. So the questions are, how do you deal with these hurts? Pag nagkaroon ka ng conflict, pag nasaktan ka, may nasabing isang tao, how do you deal with it? Na, how do you heal? Paano tayo nahi-heal nito kasi it's bothering us? Now, how do you overcome temptations of getting back at the person pag may nagawang hindi maganda? Tapos, ano ko yan? I'll seek revenge, di ba? So, these are very high temptations. And the last challenge is, how do you start forgiving? Kasi we're called to that virtue, to have mercy, to have forgiveness. And how do we start forgiving, right? So I wanna share a story that I shared before, itong tungkol sa isang bee, no? Na ano siya, this bee na nag-sting, no, sa isang bata, no? Then what the kid did was that inupuan niya yung bee, no? Inupuan niya yung bee. Okay? But the sting of the bee was in there, dun sa puwet, no? Nakasting pa rin. Then suddenly there's a man who passed by and asked the kid, "Hey kid, why are you sitting here in the park? You've been here for quite some time, for hours already." Then the kid just said, I'm sitting on a bumblebee, actually, no, a bumblebee. I'm sitting on a bumblebee. No? And okay, why don't you just like relieve yourself of that? And the kid simply said, I know that while I'm sitting on the bumblebee is hurt. The bumblebee is hurt, and the bumblebee cannot escape. Okay? Parang that's his way of getting back at the bumblebee na nakaano sa puwet niya, nakakagat sa puwet niya. No, so the sting is there. So a lot of us, when we go through a conflict in relationship, we don't want to forgive, we don't want to resolve things We just want to keep that sting there, no? Because we think that the more we sit on it, the more we not let go of it, the more we are okay kasi sinasaktan natin yung bumblebee, no? Or sinasaktan natin yung isang tao. Parang patas tayo, right? So of course, that kid could have just stood up and relieved himself of that sting and was able to heal himself of that sting, di ba? But as long as the bumblebee was there, the sting was also there in his butt. Okay, all right. So let's reflect on that story, di ba? Meron ba tayong hindi pinapatawad, di ba? Meron ba tayong issue na hindi sinisettle? And the more we sit on that issue, the more we don't let go of that hurt, that the more it will sting us, the more it will not bring us forward in our life or in our goals, diba? So think about these things. So ano ba, are you like that kid na ayaw umalis sa upuan kasi he's hurting he figures that he's hurting the bumblebee more than the bumblebee is hurting him. Okay. Okay, so think about that. So I want to propose 3 ways wherein we can begin to forgive and heal. Tatlong paraan, no? Para ma-let go natin ang ating anger, ang ating conflicts, and we'll be able to be unburdened of these things. Okay, so first step that I would like to suggest is to initiate dialogue. Okay, so di ba usually siya mag-initiate, siya yung may kasalanan. Siya muna. Ako yung sinaktan niya. So the first step is initiate. Bakit pa natin antayin? The more we delay dialogue, the more we delay these things, para ka rin nung bata na inuupuan natin yung bumblebee. We think that the more we delay, the more the other person is aggrieved. But what the reality is, the sting is also with us. So initiate dialogue. So guys, ito yung una, no? Kasi nag-aantayan lang. And if truly we are the ones who want to unburden ourselves of that hurt and we want to really move forward with life, the first step is really to initiate dialogue. Pangunahan na natin, no? So there's a principle when we have this sense of empathy, di ba? Kanina sa some comments, there were people who said that you have to have empathy, no? So seek first to understand, then be understood. No? I learned this from Stephen Covey. Kasi conflicts happen when we just want to explain ourselves. We just want to explain our part. No? But when you start to listen, you have to find a way where you can understand the point of the other person. No? Yung maparamdam mo sa kabilang partido or no, sa the other person that you understood the point, no? You understood where that person is coming from. So seek first to understand, then be understood. Kasi you know, these conversations na hindi pa natatapos magsalita yung kabila, sisingit ka na. Okay? Hindi pa siya nakaka-explain, sisingit ka na with your own opinion or your own perspective. And that shows like a lack of empathy. That shows a lack of willingness to understand the other party. That's why conflicts cannot be resolved. Because we're just excited to say our own piece or say our own perspective kung saan nagkamali yung isang tao. Diba? So, seek first to understand. And when the other person feels that they have been listened to, then they're actually open to listen to you. Okay, so that's the magic here. That's the beauty here. When we seek to understand, then you are also encouraging the other party to actually be open and to listen to you as well. Okay, so initiate the dialogue, then have the posture of seeking to understand, then so that we can be understood. Okay, so we have to listen with the intent to understand others, rather than with the intent to reply. Okay, so this is a more concrete way of putting it, yung inexplain ko kanina. So listen with the intent to understand others. Yung if you have conflicts at home, no? Talagang ano, yung you take turns you ask the person, can I speak na, no? Parang ano, we ask the person, tapos ka na ba mag-explain, di ba? Kasi ano siya eh, parang you're giving the person all the liberty to really pour his or her heart out. Then what you can actually do is you can rephrase some of the things that the other person is saying. So that's how we listen with empathy. You can rephrase, no? So you can say, tama ba ang pagkaintindi ko na ito yung pagkaintindi mo? Okay, so you can rephrase what the other person is saying, and to achieve that point where that person will actually acknowledge that you've understood his perspective or her perspective, right? Rather than with the intent to reply. Pag nag-uusap, gusto mo lang sumagot. So that is the opposite of listening. Right? So the goal of the dialogue is to understand perspectives and to ultimately resolve the conflict. So yun yung goal, di ba? Hindi lang yung both of you should have that goal to resolve it, to solve it. Kasi kaya nga nag-uusap, di ba? Right. So there are new concepts here. We also have to learn how to forgive even before we receive an apology. Christ has forgiven all of us already, even before we realized our faults. This is the only way through which our souls can be freed from the poison of grudge. Where we accept it or not, hatred is a poison that will always destroy us. Right? So, yung hatred na yun, talagang, it will really destroy us. That's true. And the first step is really to have dialogue with the other party. Okay, so itong dialogue na to, it does not only happen in the workplace or at home, even amongst religions, no? You know, interfaith dialogue, di ba? Dialogue is where two parties meet to be able to understand each other and even appreciate each other, right? So yes, the goal of the dialogue is to understand perspectives and to ultimately resolve the conflict. Okay. So number 2, no? So yung first step is initiate dialogue, di ba? Ikaw na, wag ka na mag-antay. Okay? Kasi you're the one who wants to unburden your heart from hurt. So don't anymore wait. Initiate dialogue. So number 2 is have it as a goal to forgive. Yung sa'yo, for you yourself. Mahirap siyang gawin, pero yung goal sana is to be able to resolve it and to actually forgive the other person. Okay, kasi burden, unforgiveness takes a heavy toll on us. We have to, if we cannot forgive, the burden is talagang it's like poison that we have if we don't forgive. It is harmful to our emotions and to our souls. The healing will only start if we forgive. It's true, pag napatawad mo na, it doesn't mean na mawala agad yung sama ng loob. So, but the way that the sama ng loob or the hurt will be gone is when we start to forgive. Then later the healing will come. But if we don't forgive, even if 10 years, 20 years, hindi talaga mawawala yung hurt, and you will be carrying that all these years. So sabi naman sa Luke 23 verse 34, Father, forgive them for they do not know what they are doing. Diba? So when the other party is not aware of what they're doing, we just say this prayer. Forgive them as Jesus forgives us, and you will start to be truly free and truly healed. It's true. Okay, so number 3 naman is continue to pursue what is just. So some conflicts really are born by the wrongdoing by other people. So hindi naman pwedeng lang din, wala lang din tayong corrective measures, right? So the problem is some people when they resolve conflict, sige na, hayaan mo na, pabayaan mo na yan. Just let it pass. And The problem here is baka umulit din yung tao, di ba? Baka hindi natuto din. So there's no sense of justice. Now, so when you take action against injustices, the service that you'll be doing is that you'll be preventing pain, hurt, and unfairness from being done to others in the future. Right? So we have to take action also against injustice. When things get resolved, meaning that there is an admittance of fault and the person is willing to make reparations, have it in your heart as a Christian to forgive and help. Diba? So if that conflict is obviously caused by a wrongdoing of the other person, and we give that person a chance to repent, that other person a chance to mend his or her ways, right? So when we have that willingness to forgive, then, and because the other person has an admittance of fault as well, then we have to have that inclination to forgive. When given a second chance, most people will be grateful and will prove their value to regain trust. Diba? So from Ephesians, it says, all bitterness, fury, anger, shouting, and reviling must be removed from you, along with malice. And be kind to one another, compassionate, forgiving one another as God has forgiven you in Christ. So minsan sa atin, mahirap magpatawad nung nakasakit sa atin. Pero tayo, hingi tayo ng tawad kay God, di ba? So we ask God for forgiveness, but when it comes to the person that has aggrieved us, but is actually sorrowful for it, parang ayaw nating patawarin. And that is not being true to ourselves. Just think of the people right now that you find it hard to forgive. Just think of them right now. Pag-isipan natin sila, no? Then think of yourself before God. Lord, patawarin mo ako sa mga kasalanan ko. Then you look at the other person. So there's a parable for that, diba? Yung the person who was forgiven of his debts. Tapos may from a certain person with a high rank, no, he was forgiven of his debts. Then that person could not forgive the debts of the other. No? So ano siya? It's in the Bible as well. So these are the 3 simple steps lang that I wanted to share to you today. So first is initiate dialogue. Huwag nang antayin kasi the more nag-aantayan, there's gonna be a waiting game. The more you won't be able to unburden yourself of any kind of hurt. Second, have it as a goal to forgive. So as a Christian, as a person of faith, no, gusto ko magpatawad, pero gusto ko ring i-resolve. Right? Tapos also continue to pursue what is just. Para if there's a wrongdoing done to you, there's also a reparation and a correction. All right. Great. So guys, what do you think? You know, what is an effective way to resolve relationship conflicts? Let me know. And just saying hi to 𝗨𝗨𝗨𝗨. So she's watching from Dubai. Hello, hello. Great. So guys, any more comments that you want? No, what is an effective way to resolve relationship conflicts? Okay, so just saying hi to more people watching. Si Via is watching. Sela Conejos is watching. Hello, hello. Hi guys. 𝗨𝗲𝗿𝗍𝗂𝗀𝗄 is watching. Great. Awesome. Great guys. So let me know your thoughts. And kung wala na, then that is our fired up coffee session for today. And I love the answers, no? I'd like to review lang some of the answers. Talagang malalim to, no? Okay, so yan. Balikan ko lang yung comment ni Burns, di ba? We also have to learn how to forgive even before we receive an apology. Ayan, yan. So, ano siya, it's taking a step further. Yeah. Parang napapatawad na natin sila kahit hindi pa nagsusorry sa atin. Yeah. So, I think that's the posture of Christ. That's the posture of Christ. Okay. So, let's get rid of ourselves of this poison of hatred, which will actually destroy us in the end. All right, guys. Thank you for watching, and we'll have another fired up coffee session for tomorrow. So ano na siya? It's 3:34, and this show is like 30 to 45 minutes lang, and I'm glad that you joined me here, and hope to see you in our future fired up coffee sessions. Now, if you haven't signed up for my newsletter yet, so you can be part of my email list, sign up for weekly motivation at 𝗪𝗵𝗂𝗀𝗡𝗏/fired-up-newsletter. So just remember my name, 𝗪𝗵𝗂𝗀.com, then fired up newsletter, and you'll get like 28 weeks of newsletters from me that's automated, and you'll get it in your mailbox on the day that you've signed up. Yan. And of course, for those who haven't enrolled yet in my free Fired Up Mindset course, just go to firedupcourses.com/firedupmindset. Great. All right, so yes, so it's a Fired Up Mindset course. So, anong laman ng Fired Up Mindset course? It's to teach you how to become self-motivated, how to become fired up so you can reach your goals faster. Okay, and guys, support the show. If you want to be a patron, just go to patreon.com/fireduplife, and you're helping me sustain the Fired Up Life coffee sessions, and as well as my other content creation journey. So I'm also doing podcasting, so you can go to my podcast. Just search the Fired Up Life in Apple Podcasts and in Spotify. You can go there and you can listen to more of my reflections. Just go to patreon.com/fireduplife to support these endeavors. And if this session has helped you in resolving your conflicts, resolving other issues in your life, or if the past sessions have helped you, maybe you can also help this show by buying me a coffee. Just go to buymeacoffee.com/𝗪𝗵𝗂𝗀𝗡. All right. Thanks, guys. So, bukas, kita-kita ulit tayo, 3:00 ng hapon. And let me know of any kind of topic that you like to discuss, any kind of fired up para makapag-motivate sa sarili nyo, or any kind of conflict or issue that you may have in terms of pursuing your goals, in terms of the faith, and of course your work, because the Fired Up Life is all about helping you become more passionate about faith and work. So thank you guys, thanks for watching, and see you tomorrow at 3:00. And thanks to all those who gave their awesome comments. I truly appreciate it, and thanks for enriching the show. God bless you. Keep being fired up.